All right, marketers, this is your first of 3 video lectures to support the digital advertising component of the course. So this first lecture is going to talk about keywords and the ad bid process and this concept of permission marketing. So let me start off by talking about keywords. So keywords are simply the words that you use when you're searching for something on the internet. We all go into Google and we type stuff, or you look for it on Yelp or a variety of sources, and what you type in, that phrase, is a keyword. So there can be short keywords, or what we call a short tail. That's like 1 or 2 words, or it can be an entire phrase, which is called a long tail keyword. But from a marketing standpoint, it's important to know what are the keywords that people are using when they're trying to search for my product. Maybe it's mountain bikes. If you're selling mountain bikes. Maybe it's mountain bikes with bikes spelled wrong, because people spell bikes wrong oftentimes. So it's not just the exact phrase for your product, but also all the other ways that people might be typing keywords in to a Google search or other search engines to look for your product. So there's strategy behind keywords, because oftentimes you can find a new keyword that people might be using to search for your product that not a lot of advertisers want to pay for. So the way you pay for advertising in the digital space is you pay based on keywords. So if you're looking for weight loss, you're going to see that it has massive volume online. There's millions of people searching for weight loss. And you can also see that there's tons and tons of advertisers. So when there's a lot of advertisers and not a lot of target audience, your cost per click is going to be high. So when there's not a lot of advertisers and there's a lot of people searching, then your cost per click is going to be low. So you want to find that sweet spot of what's the keyword that's going to get me my target audience without me having to bid up against a whole bunch of other competing advertisers. So that's where we enter this realm of keyword strategy. And you might have multiple keywords that you use and set up ad campaigns for. So you'll see some links in this week's resource page where you can go into SERPs, SERPS.com. The specific link is there, and you can enter different keywords and see what's the volume, meaning how many people are typing in that keyword to look for certain things online. And that keyword volume will give you an idea of the size of the market for that particular product via that keyword. So if you were actually launching a product, you want to do some keyword volume research first to kind of determine what's the size of the market, how many people are looking for this kind of thing online. And in those SERPs and other search engines, you can also not only search by keyword volume, how many people are looking based on this keyword, but also what's the average cost per click for that keyword category. So if you don't see that in SERPs, which is one of your resource sites on the Week 13 resource page, you can also Google search for average cost per click for whatever keyword you have, and you'll find that information that way as well. So those two things give you a good idea of the market. Here's how big it is, volume, and here's how much it costs, on average, cost per click, to reach customers in this space. And how you set up your keywords, how you set up your website, and what language you use to target your customers, and how you identify and describe your product are the keywords that people are going to be using to look for that product. So sometimes there's an advantage to kind of doing it in a little different way to get out of a very crowded keyword space. Okay, the second concept that's part of your lecture slides is the ad bid process itself. And there's a good video from a Google economist. Yes, Google has their own economists because they're Google and they have billions of dollars to hire whoever they want. But he explains how the advertising bid process works. Now, it's specific for Google, but most other social media platforms have a similar algorithm on how they determine how much they charge people to advertise and who wins the bid to advertise to certain target audiences that they're selling to us as marketers. Here's the point of interest around advertising bidding in the digital space. It's not who bids the highest who necessarily gets to advertise to a certain target audience. It's not who pays the highest who gets to market to a certain target audience. What these social media platforms want to see is that you are offering up products and advertising to specific target audiences, offering up products that they actually want. So you might be saying, hey, I want to reach women 55 to 64 years of age who have a household income of $200,000 plus, and I want to sell them a streaming sports package offer, right? Well, they're probably not the right target audience. So you would have to really bid super high to get those platforms to even allow you to run your ads to that target audience. Why? Because what you're selling isn't something that that target audience wants primarily. So they kind of control the keys to the kingdom, if you will. And what's important to the social media platforms before they accept your advertising bid is your product or service and your ad relevant to the target audience that you want to advertise to? So how relevant is what you're trying to sell to them? Do they want what you're trying to sell to them? And secondly, what's the quality of your advertising experience? So if they click on your ad and they go to your landing page, is it a quality landing page? So it's those factors. Are you selling things that that target audience actually wants, and are they engaged with that product? And how's the rest of the down the line experience when they go to your website, etc.? Do you have good content? All of that kind of stuff. It's not how much you're willing to pay. It's the quality of your ad, the relevance of your product service to the target audience, and the quality of the other steps when they go to your website and engage with your content, etc., that determine if they accept your bid. And if you have those other pieces of high quality, the good news is that you can probably be able to advertise to those targets at a lower cost per click. So what that tells us as marketers is that, first of all, we have to have something that our specific target audience actually wants to buy, and we need to make sure that our other components, our website, etc., are of quality before we even start getting into the game of starting to bid for advertising to target audiences, because otherwise we're going to be paying too much. All right, so that's the advertising bid process, and different platforms have different algorithms on how they do this, but Google does a good job of explaining how their algorithm works, and the others are similar. The third key concept here is permission marketing. Permission marketing is really also this concept of opt-in. And we've all done this. We've seen something online like, hey, it's free, or watch this video, or there's some kind of content that you need online, and you click on it, and they ask you for your email before they give you the free stuff, right? And you give them your email, and then they give you the free stuff. It could be a video, it could be an article, whatever it is. So that process of you giving them the email in order to get the free stuff, the content that you want, is called permission marketing. So I'm giving you permission to market to me because I've given you my email. Now, we tend to give these advertisers our least used email, or maybe we set up our fourth Gmail account, right? So part of the problem with permission marketing, where people opt in, is that the response rates are very low because people know that they're going to be marketed to once they give up their email. And so you're going to try to give them an email that you don't actually use that often, like you would not give them your work email, by way of example. So these permission marketing and email response rates are getting lower and lower. We'll get to that later. And what you're seeing with social media platforms is they're trying to have the entire experience directly within their platform. So you can advertise to your target audience on Facebook. They can see your ad on Facebook, and they can even buy directly, all staying within Facebook, so that they don't have to leave Facebook and go to your landing page and have this separate experience. It's also the Facebook's example that they get to control that customer all the way through, whereas otherwise they leave Facebook. Facebook doesn't want that to happen. They want to keep you all the way through. So, all right, so that's keywords, ad bid, and permission marketing. Thank you so much.